Hello everyone and welcome back to the last Cloudia video. My name is DK and today we're going to be going over the new Swordmaster Beyland. This character did just drop last week. I went ahead and finally finished on what I think should be a good build for him, and I'm going to go ahead and share that with you guys today. So for today, as you can see in my summary, he is going to be a soldier type. As you can see, my stats there are pretty good. We have an HP of 986, an MP of 257, an STR of 3045, a defense of 1563, an INT of 766, and an MND of a solid 2366. This one is going to be +1 on the dupes because there is one dupe available in the shop for his event, which is fantastic. As you can see, I am nil across the board. This is what I wanted. I don't like any kind of ailments hitting this guy. It is part of my kit. We'll go over here shortly. Unfortunately, one of the main factors that's going to play a huge role in that, a lot of that nil is only attainable in a UR arc. So, we'll kind of go over what other options are available, but this is just the way it looks like right now. We are still weak to fire, ice, and earth. We are still a little bit above the lightning, +15 to light, and then +15 to dark, which is very nice. I would really like to get above or maybe neutral on the fire, ice, and earth, but we'll work with that later. As you can see, I am enhanced 4. I'm awakened 3. I have 118 out of 20 on the board. We can kind of just go over that real quick. Do I feel like his E5 is worth it? Hell yes. His E5 serves a great purpose. We have, it's extra 10 SC, 120 to strength, which he's going to benefit off of STR. You definitely want to get his skills all the way up. Over here on the left-hand side, we do have a non-attribute attack raise 3, which is going to grant you an extra 2k cap plus 30% to non-attribute damage. So very good. We also do have a nice little MP buff right there. Of course, a skill right here, so that's going to benefit DPS. I haven't messed with this, but we'll go ahead and lock it for the screen for purposes of just kind of completing his kit. Oh, we're missing one. Of course we are. That's not a big deal. That is going to be MP. It's not really necessary as he is a non-attribute attacker, and we will get that back quickly with Goddess Kiss. On the right side here, we do have 1000 HP, 50 on defense, and then Meditative Strike. This is something you want to go for first. When you're doing an E5, I recommend you go from right to left, and then maybe you know what, let's go right, up, left, and then down is probably the path I would go. And depending on how quick you want that attack raise 3, that is nice, but you definitely want to go to meditative state first. So definitely unlock this part first if you are struggling with clusters, which ideally a lot of these gates are open, so you can just go in and get them as needed. As far as for the ward is really good. I recommend anybody really getting this. So when sword is equipped, you get a physical cap of +100, which is very nice. It all stacks later on. I will be unlocking this pretty shortly here. I just want to get him up to Awaken 4 before I grab it, just for visual purposes, really. So for abilities, we do have rushing swordplay. For this one, it's gonna be frontal, medium, area slashing, breakthrough, combo attack. What a mouthful. Silver Blade Master trait deals extra damage, and we'll go over that shortly because it is part of his trait. Next, we have Flashing Swordplay, 4 dash to close in for a medium area combo attack. Again, Silver Blade Master trait deals extra attacks. These so far, my favorite skill on this is definitely going to be his S3, which is going to go right here. Absent Swordplay. This is by far one of my favorites. You definitely want to start off with this one, especially if you're going to be, bursting, his attacks. This one is going to be an instantly close the gap for a wide area combo attack. Silver Blade Master trait, again, deals extra attacks. So I recommend if you want to get things going really quickly with him, do S3, then maybe go into an S2 and then kind of finish off with an S1, or you can just kind of go either way, really. For his special, we do have Formless Wheel. Now this is really neat. It's kind of a mix between his original and kind of like a new wave of what his special is now. It is a powerful combo attack to all enemies, which is very nice. There is no increased damage cap on this one, which is kind of a disappointment. I kind of wish there was something, unique about how much damage it does, or maybe like a single hardcore, like 100,000 slash at the end. I don't know. It would have been really neat to see, but it is what it is. On the traits, we have Silver Blade Master. Now, this is the stuff that's going to work with the abilities quite a bit as far as the skills 1, 2, and 3. For this one, on boss wave and only boss wave when only one weapon is equipped, which is really nice because it doesn't really say whether it's a sword or anything else, but you definitely want to use a sword. So don't get that twisted. Physical attacks deal extra attack. So your regular attack is going to do +1 hit. If you do a skill 1, it's going to give you 2 extra hits. If you're going to do skill 2, it's going to be +3 hits. If you do a skill 3, it is going to be plus 5 hits. It kind of acts like a little bitty mini dual wield, nothing really like dual, but you know, it's nice to get the extra hits. And of course, this is only going to be on boss wave, so guys, look out for that. Of course, we do have an extra attack damage of plus 30% and then an additional damage cap plus 20k. So, you know, ideally, just, yeah, he's gonna be really strong on boss wave, which is very nice, you know, because that's where it really matters in my opinion. You know, he really just destroys waves with ease. So really nice. I wasn't too upset that it was very conditional as far as, you know, boss wave only. So I do still really like this trait. Next is going to be Meditative State. When only one weapon is equipped is one sword, and there we go. We are locked to that one sword. Non-attribute damage plus 50%, and then a damage cap of plus 12k. When physically attacked, you cut that damage taken proportional to the closest of attacks. You know, max minus 20. Damage taken minus 20. More from non-boss enemies with lower STR than the unit, which is pretty much all PvE, unless you're fighting something absolutely insane. But it's going to be very nice for the closeness of the attack, you know, max minus 20%. So he does suffer, in my opinion, just a little bit from defense. So I feel like he's a little bit squishy, but since he is a critical, you know, blade user, he really does proc his Proud Force really well. So maintaining his HP is not a problem. Hence why I definitely recommend that you have illness on nil if he isn't already. I can't even remember if he is or isn't because it's nil. But yeah, just make sure that he is on that nil so that you don't, you know, you can always get your health back just because how squishy he is. He does work well with others, like defensively, like maybe Granadas. He gives them some extra percentage of defense. There's all types of ways increasing this guy's defense, because you're not going to be fighting, you know, by yourself in a lot of these matches. You will have team comp. So honestly, if you're having trouble with survivability, you know, run some, you know, some auto protection, stuff like that. You know, it definitely helps out in the end. So team comp, I definitely run Granadusk and Roland with this guy just because I don't know why not, right? Roland does give a nice little buff, and so does Granadusk. So either one works out really well. So moving on to the equipment, we'll go ahead and start with the equipment. I know, why am I using a fire sword on Beyland? There are several options for this, but like I said, he is a crit user, so I'm using this for the crit plus 5. The fire physical damage plays no factor. It does have a high SCR, defense in mind. He does benefit from the MND, which is very nice. Defense is just going to help him out a little bit. He procs really well with this kit already, so the non-attribute side of the weapons doesn't really play much of a factor. I have had zero issues with this. So as you can see here, I am also running, actually, before we cut that out, other weapons you could use, you know, if you have Pure Blade Miramasa, you can use Sword of Lost Souls. Zealous Blade is really good from the UR arc. This gives you a plus 5% on crit. If you have the Divine Sword Estrion, this is from the obtaining from, what is it, the Arena, and this will give you a physical damage plus 12 and a crit rate plus 3. This is a really good sword. This is actually what I was using to someone pointed out to me that, hey, why don't you just use the Godblade Kagasuchi? It's plus 5 on crit. Don't worry about the fire. And I was like, yeah, you got a point. He actually hits strong enough to where that bonus doesn't really play a factor. If you're looking for more damage cap, the Scarlet Blade is very nice. It's not very powerful as far as you know, stats here. It does give you a nice little buff to the health department, but physical damage cap is plus 1500. This sword, you can grab it in the Crimson Shot, which is very nice. So, and I think it's 4,000 Crimson Orbs. So yeah, if you wanted to do that, you can. Other than that, I'd probably just stick with those at the moment. If you really just like the damage cap, Scarlet Blade is really nice. So we're gonna go back to Kagasuchi. Now I am running this Sword Soul Lemigard. This is going to be his paid gear. This thing is just completely busted in my opinion. It has a nice HP of 500, a nice attack of 82, defense 152, and MND of 138. Chance to evade physical and magical attacks, amazing. Boost maximum stock of the third skill, so it acts like a skill stock 3, which doesn't exist at the moment. And then gives me a continuous metis effect, so that is 20% to my MND, which is going to benefit from one of his skills that he has that procs his, gives him extra physical damage. So, you know, really nice. Other things you can use, there's, you know, really use what you have. Really, there is an arc that has, you know, Jawline had pointed out on a robe that's on, I believe, the Stardust Live is what it's called, arc. Very good. I believe it nullifies some stuff, but you know, you can use that if that's the case, honestly. I'll show it to you here in a second once we get out of here. So the next thing I'm using is Amulet of Vow. Now this thing is amazing. What this does is gives me 200 to health. We also get a nice little buff to defense and M&D. This also gives me a resistance to all ailment resistance across the board, which is very, very nice. And of course, this is only on a UR Holy War, so not everybody will be able to obtain it. For this one, damage from bosses is -5 when there are at least 2 living allies. Damage from enemies are -10. So, like I said, I feel like he has a little trouble with, you know, the defensive part. So I'm kind of giving him that so that he can survive a little better. The next thing is going to be, because we don't have that, I don't feel like we have that much of resistance to stun accessories. We do, but we don't. I'm gonna go ahead and run Black Diamond. Now this is gonna give me more health, more MP, and then an additional STR 72, but it's gonna give me a res to poison, res to stun, and a res to illness. And then this one also, when HP hits 0, auto revive and slightly recover HP once per wave. But that's not it. We also get an STR defense, INT, and M&D +5. Again, more stats. I really just want to stack this guy as much as possible when it comes to this stuff. So as far as skills, I've really kind of just taken time on this and kind of see what I had, and I just went with, and I feel like this works out really well for him. So again, a lot of this stuff is based on opinion. A lot of this stuff most people are not, a lot of people are not going to have. But with that said, kind of just build around with what I'm doing if you decide to go this route. This was going to be a high crit, high MND, survivability, stuff like that. So we're going to go with attack up and attack 3. Of course, this is going to increase our percentage on STR. I went ahead and threw on defense up max because he does proc off his MND for his physical attack. So I went ahead and gave him that extra 15% just to keep that stable, damage cap up. Fighting Spirit 4 is going to be on his free kit. Heroism, again, free kit. Anything with a 0 is going to be his free kit. So I went ahead and gave him all the crits. He doesn't come with any crits, which is really big bummer. But which is really nice is because his kit is so good that I didn't mind doing crit 3, because crit 3 is pretty expensive. As you can see, 7 SC for critical rate plus 8%. That's rough for 7 SC, but it's worth it. You don't really... You can build around it and get some good saves with it. So nice. Of course, I feel like this guy, if he had more dupes, he'd be just so good. So I don't know. I might actually go for some more dupes, honestly. So next we have Advanced Aim Vitals. This is going to help his crit with his critical power, plus 50%. Proud Force is going to help him with that recovery. And of course, since he has such a good MND, that's going to proc really well off it. Chance for evading physical attacks, always nice. We have Brute Slayer and Divinity. This is absolutely huge. We rarely get two Slayers like this in one character. Logzeus is one of the top characters still to this day. He has human and brute. Now we have brute and divinity on Swordmaster Beyland, my dude. He also comes with special boost. I really, like I said, this kit is so good. Since he doesn't have any form of auto brave, we gave him a continuous auto brave, which is to give him a 20% to his STR. He does come with auto crit, thankfully. Oh man, if he didn't come with auto crit, I don't know what I would do. Auto haste, very expensive. Good to have it for free because I wouldn't use it if it wasn't. Critical rate at max HP. He does maintain the max HP, especially with Proud Force proccing and all types of just keeping that crit rate up. It's gonna help him get that health back. So he should be proccing Ardor really well. The next thing we do have is Gale Force. We had at max HP. SCT recovery speed is plus 10%. Again, he stays at that max HP quite a bit because of the health recovery, so very nice. Non-attribute attack raise 3, huge. I love this thing. Non-attribute damage plus 30%, non-attribute damage cap 2k, and then we have the crit raise. Again, more crit, plus 5, crit strength plus 50%. As you can see here, I'm not running anything like non-attribute attack raise 1 or 2. I just don't feel like it's necessary. His damage cap is there. It's well off. You don't really need it, especially considering how expensive they are. I just don't recommend it. The next thing we do have is Pose of Glory. When defeating an enemy, slightly recover SCT. So that's great. You kill that enemy, you grab the SCT back. If you're using Sharp Eyes, this next one's going to be really great. Pose of Honor. When defeating an enemy, you're going to cover that MP. Making that MP just kind of stick around, especially with one of his main active skills, and we'll go over that here shortly. You're going to definitely want to keep with the MP because he does have like a form of an Sct Battery, so it's really cool. But as you can see, he just, I don't know, that's why we run Pirate Feast. For Pirate Feast, we have recover all SCT at the end of battle. So first wave is where he's going to struggle a little bit on gaining, but he does have something that gives him one skill stock, you know, right off the bat. So, you know, using that one skill stock will help you with Pose of Glory. Once you get that kill, that should proc another, you know, a current amount, you know, certain amount of SCT, and then you can, you know, kind of chain attacks left and right, which is very nice. We also do have Goddess Kiss. Now, Goddess Kiss wasn't on his kit for free, which is, it's okay. We went ahead and threw it on him. So regular attacks have a chance of absorbing 2% of damage dealt as MP. Since he's a non-attribute attacker and a very hard-hitting single wielder, he pretty much gets back his entire MP pool in about 1 to 2 strikes. So very nice, especially if you're using Sharp Eyes and his active skills. We have Backstab and Reverse Cross. I went with Backstab. It increases physical damage dealt to enemies behind 30%. You're not always behind them, but some hits do work across the board with the Backstab. So, you know, I do see it proc quite a bit. And then the Reverse Cross. So rear physical attack is another, it's going to give us a critical rate of +5 and then a critical damage of +50. I actually see Reverse Cross, you know, procking quite a bit. So that's why I kind of left this on here. I think it's really good. And it's a brand new skill we just got. It's not, I wouldn't, you know, it's funny to say, I wouldn't even say it's a brand new skill. We've had it for so long, but we are finally able to teach it. So it's a new teachable. So I went ahead and threw it on and tried it out, and it works really well. The next thing we do have is Serenity, and this is what we were going over earlier. So this is going to boost physical attack damage based on MND. So the higher the MND, you know, the higher the physical attack is going to be. So that's another reason why I was like, you know what, you really don't need all that non-attribute stuff. You know, it's just, you're just really stacking a lot of percentages that aren't really needed. So I went ahead and thought maybe, you know, survivability probably best. So the next thing we have also is when physically attacking defense, when physically attacking enemy defense, -15 and deal damage. So I love Serenity. Serenity is so good. The next thing we have is Swordsman's Mindset 2. So when sword and clothes are equipped, sword strength +100%, and then close defense and MD +50. This thing is so good. I love this thing. Anything with these mindsets, especially 2, it's so awesome. The next thing we have is favorite sword. Great that he's, you know, he came with it. I was kind of worried he wouldn't, but he does. This is very expensive outside of the 0 here, so I'm glad it's on his kit. So in this one, when equipped with only one weapon, your physical attack damage increases by 30%, and then physical attack damage +10,000. So good. And then of course his little brother, or you want to say big brother, favorite sword effect is +50% when only one weapon is equipped and a physical attack critical occurs. Your chance for damage is 150, and then your damage cap is +15k. Now, of course, this is just a chance, so you will see this proc in and out of you know when he's attacking. So it is fun to see, you know, more additional damage. But he is a crit user, and if you're using, you know, certain arcs like Icy Guardian, your pursuits are there as well. So I mean, we're talking just big numbers across the board when it comes to him attacking. So he really just doesn't let you down in that department. So the next thing we have is Guardbreaker. When only one weapon is equipped, chance to nullify guard. So good, so good. And then we have Doppelhander. Again, just more crit rate. I love this thing. When only one weapon is equipped is a sword, physical attack damage +20%, crit rate +10%, and physical attack damage +5k. Just so many saves in there. So like if you were to say, I mean, if I were to put physical attack damage, I'd probably put that at what, like maybe 7, 8 SC, crit rate probably 12 SC, and then damage cap. I mean, who knows? I mean, there's just so many saves in this one skill, and it's free. So good. And then let's get deeper. It's like sword boost, sword high boost, and sword mega boost. Like, come on, 10, 30, another 30, and then a 2k cap. Just so good. I went ahead and threw on a close boost. We have defense and MD +5, physical attack damage +5. Again, more physical attack damage on top of like what he's already getting for STR. So good. Ultimate boost 3. I'm sorry, ultimate boost 2. You know, I don't really use this guy's special. It's not that great as far as damage wise. Really flashy, really nice to look at, but super random that ultimate boost is on here. It's gonna help him out if you do decide to use this 4. If you want it to make it even better, we do have ultimate boost 1 and 3 available to teach if you have the arcs, you know, that you need. But again, I just went ahead and kept that one, just that single one, as I don't really use S-Force too much. Again, this is one of the great ones here. Quick trigger, very expensive as far as what it is. Recover skill stock by 1 at the start of battle. This one is completely random. It could be 1, 2, or 3. But this is going to help you with Pose of Glory, and it's going to help you, refill that SCT at wave 1. It really just comes down to him being kind of just scattered at wave 1. You can't really do a lot, but if you're running like Pirate Beast, then wave 2 and above, you're just going to dominate the floor. So it really is not that big of a deal. Quick trigger is very nice to get that that flow going on that wave 1 too, especially a hardy hits. You more than likely you're gonna be wiping the entire board in one hit. So especially if you get that S3 triggered. The next thing we do have is Indomitable Spirit. When taking lethal damage, survive and recover 50% HP once per wave. When surviving lethal damage, get a skill damage buff, plus 30%. Very nice. I love Indomitable Spirit. I went ahead and didn't go with Awaken just because this is fine for now. I wanted to see what kind of survivability I can get out of him. And, it's working out pretty well. For this next one, I do have Sharp Eyes. This is an oldie, but great skill. When using an attack skill, you use 3% of your max MP for 50% damage. Again, he gets his MP returned so good with Goddess Kiss. His procs are so on point. So there really is no reason why you shouldn't run that. But I mean, I guess if you don't want to, then don't. There's other things you could run. The next thing we have is Giant Killing 2. Skill and special damage to bosses plus 20%. And then you get an extra 2k cap. More damage cap, more damage to bosses. Love it. Berserker. I like this one. This is kind of like a skill that a lot of people use these days. And it's on a general arc, so why not? And he, like I said, he maintains his health pretty well. That's not a problem. Physical attack damage plus 30%, but causes continual HP decrease. Who gives a shit? It works well with him. Ambition. When physically attacking enemies with more HP than the unit, your physical attack damage is plus 20%. Right on. Keep him at low HP. Most of the time, this is going to be really effective on boss wave. Bosses have so much HP. You don't. You're getting that physical damage plus 20. Very, very nice. And you kind of it looks like a boss there on the picture, so they kind of hint that as well. I actually really like Ambition. I kind of hope we see more of that on a actual teachable. That'd be really nice. The next thing we have is White Investments. When close is equipped, MND plus 50%, cut fade time. Great. MND, again, more physical attack, more magic defense. Awesome. This one, I just love this one. I know a lot of people don't really talk about it, but it's really good. Blessing of Mana, automatic speed, protection, and magic barrier, and regenerate when close to death. So when this Indomitable Spirit procs right here, we're gonna get 50% HP, and then we are also gonna get skill buff 30%. Then when that happens, we're also gonna get speed, protection, magic barrier, and regenerate when close to death. Really cool. Now this is a from 0. Oh god, not everybody's gonna have this. This is one of my favorite skills. It's very old. I can't stop using it, but it's kind of like that last breath that Beyland's gonna have. So what this does is when taking like lethal damage, even in special, this will absorb all of your MP no matter what it is at. So if you're at 5 MP, it will take that 5 MP to 0. If you're at 400 MP, it will steal the 400 MP and put it to 0. Your HP greatly recovers for 10 seconds, and then you have minus 50% damage taken once per wave. So that is what's so good about this. At 10 SC, you can't really pass it up. So with that said, yeah, more negative damage taken. So really good. I feel like this kit will help me survive in a lot of situations. That's why I'm running it. Blessing of Mana, if you have this, don't sleep on it. 3 SC for all of this, you can't really pass it up. But overall, this kit's great. I like it. The next thing, of course, for his magic skills, or you could just call them active, because I really wouldn't call them magic. This one, his charisma is so good. It really plays well with a lot of single wield users. Give all allies the effect when equipped with only one weapon. Physical damage plus 20%, and then physical damage cap plus 4k. Only while unit is alive, of course. we have Silent Contemplation. Now, this is his Sct Battery. If you are not running Honey Elixir, which, you know, some people still do, this will restore his Sct for 15 seconds. There is no cast time on this. He does it almost instantly. So if you need to use this, you can. It costs 35 MP. You can blast this on wave 1. Most of the time, wave 1 will last, you know, a couple seconds. But, you know, you can use this on boss wave 2 when you run out of skills. And then just restore all of your Sct with Goddess Kiss. And there you go. You have your built-in Honey Elixir. A slower version of a built-in Honey Elixir. So, yeah, you know, really, really good. As far as the build goes, that is pretty much it. There's really not much to it. He's just, you know, another DPS. Of course, this one's going to be a crit DPS, so a lot of his stuff is going to be based on pursuits. Now, if we want to talk about what arcs we're going to kind of go with, it is really only a couple arcs you can really use that are going to benefit him. And if you guys did catch the podcast this past weekend, we did talk about Icy Guardian. Now, this guy is going to help us with our pursuit. So when physical attack, critical damage plus 40, physical attack, criticals deal extra ice damage. So fire resistance, now this was really good, and why we recommended this arc is because his resistances are negative on his fire and ice. This will give him plus 15 to both. You know, very, very nice. You know, now we're only missing, what was that? It was fire, ice, and earth now. So now he's only negative to earth, which, I mean, there's not many earth users out there. So yeah, so this was gonna help you. So every time you crit, you will get a physical. You will deal an extra ice attack. I believe it is half of what your max damage cap is. So that is very nice. Another one, if you wanted to run, you know, an extra, because I believe his his skill 3 stock is only 2 without his robe, his paid robe. So if you wanted to get that extra stock, you could use Stardust Live. 2 reasons why this arc is really good for him. One is because you get maximum stock to all skills plus 1. You also get a nice little illness resistant, and the duration of stat buffs from the, ooh, look at that sparkly. Duration of stat buffs from units active skills is plus 35%. That's not really going to benefit him unless you're running some kind of support. But this arc would have to be on them. So again, that skill does not matter. The main thing that you want on this thing is the maximum stock of all skills, and then this nice little illness resistance. But the secondary thing that I was talking about is the robe that's on here. Now, if you didn't have clothing. The clothing on here is nullify SCR, INT defense, and MND debuffs. This is nice. You know, it's a nice MND, nice defense, nice MP. HP is really good, but you know, you won't nullify anything. So if you get, you know, attacked with some, you know, minus percentage on defense, SCR, MND, none of it will work. So this is really good to have on him. I know it looks like it is a dress. Let's be real. It's a dress, but John had pointed out that, you know, it is really good. I believe he might be running this on him if he doesn't have the paid. But another thing is we do have the Eldrav arc. Now again, this is going to be a UR arc. This one's great for him. Not a lot of people are going to have it. This is going to give him an STR plus 10%, and then each wave his STR gradually increases at max 50%. Battle start, you get basic status ailment resistance plus 2, so you know, very nice. When equipped with only 1 weapon, which he is a 1-weapon wielder, you do get a special and skill damage cap of plus 6k, so he will get an increased damage cap with this one. So you can either go high damage cap, big numbers, or you can go pursuits. If you do the pursuit method with Icy Guardian, you will be doing way more damage than the damage cap. Don't just understand that. It is 6k only, and you're getting versus pursuit damage, which, you know, ideally every time you do hit, you're getting about 25k extra damage per hit. So you know, it really, and that's average. It could be more depending on what your, I don't know the exact number because I don't know what everybody's running, but you know, just as, you know, that's probably what the number a lot of people are floating around is like 50 plus. So you will be getting half of that. So, you know, that's why I say, you know, the big numbers is nice to look at, but if you're looking for more consistent damage, definitely go the Icy Guardian route, especially since Icy Guardian is a general unit arc or general pull arc. A lot of people should already have it. But other than that, Vaz too, this is a free UR. It will give him a 2k cap if you wanted to do it to non-attribute. That could help you out too. But like really at the end of the day, I really just you just can't go wrong with Icy Guardian right here. You actually can't. You're just gonna get better. You're gonna get better results overall. But I get it. There are numbers of people out there. I am one of them. So I do switch out between Icy Guardian and Eldrav. You know, I'm definitely definitely that person too. So actually, so that will be it for today's video. I wanted to just kind of make it kind of short. What are we at? 30 minutes? That is not short at all. Wow. You know, I sometimes think that these videos are going to be short, and they are not at all. I feel like I'm just a broken record when it comes to talking. So guys, if you guys have any questions, of course, this is going to be what I think is a quick build video. Hope those, you know, is able to benefit you. Hope you're learning from these videos, as you know, I do enjoy making them for you guys. But if you guys have any comments, please drop them below. If you guys have any recommendations for the channel, please let me know. I can, you know, do some more build videos of, you know, if you have a request for a certain character, please drop in the comments below and I will try to make it happen for y'all. And then of course, comments, I try to answer them within a day or two. So please drop them in there. Tell me how I'm doing. If there's something that you want to see differently, again, critique me. I don't mind it. It doesn't hurt my feelings. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.